The lying and doubling down about the national security risk the Trump administration poses are at a fever pitch. First, I want to show you the lies that continue to come out of this administration.
There was no classified material that was shared in that.
So then if there's no classified material, share it with the committee.
There was no classified information, as I understand it.
As I also stated yesterday, nobody's texting war plans. And that's all I have to say about that.
So, because of the doubling down of the lies, it allowed Jeffrey Goldberg to publish the text messages in the group chat. So here are the attack plans that Trump's advisors shared on Signal, and it gives a laundry list. It tells you everything you want to know. It proves they are lying. Pete Hegseth, team update. Time now. Weather is favorable, just confirmed with CENTCOM. Then he talks about the F-18's launch first strike at 12:15. Then he talks about the trigger-based F-18 first strike window and the strike drones launch. This is all at 1:45. Then at 2:10, he is going to have more F-18s launch, a second strike package. And then at 2:15, the strike drones on target. At 3:36, he talks about another F-18 and the second strike starts. So if that is not considered a war plan and classified information, then no such thing exists, because bombing other countries and people losing their lives is serious. Even though this administration is not serious and the incompetence is only rivaled by the corruption, this is an absolute disaster. So moving on to Tulsi Gabbard, as we know, was ironically in a committee hearing in the Senate regarding global threats, which again, I'm going to say Donald Trump is the biggest global threat to democracy. So you have Tulsi Gabbard under questioning from Senator Mark Kelly. Was there any mention of a weapon or weapon system? Director Gabbard, I don't recall specific weapon systems being named. Okay, Director Gabbard, and I use that term loosely. We've got F-18s twice. We've got drone strikes. We've got MQ-9s. So that is what we call, in plain language, a lie. She lied to Senator Mark Kelly in front of the Senate. Then he asks her, how about anything about timing, Miss Gabbard? I don't recall anything specific about timing. Okay, the times are listed. We've got 12:15 military time to 3:36, saying exactly what was going to happen, what weapons were going to be used. This is unbelievable that she has not been impeached at this point. It is ridiculous. It is crazy. This administration, again, is a threat to America's national security. This is just one of my favorites. Michael Waltz says, it is still unclear why a journalist was added to the text exchange. Waltz, who invited Goldberg into the Signal chat, said yesterday that he was investigating, and I quote, how the heck he got into this room. Okay, he's the National Security Advisor, just FYI. And here we go. Here's a picture of the Houthi small group chat with 19 members on Signal, and it clear as crystal says, Michael Waltz added you to the group. So spare me the efficiency of investigating, because we don't need to investigate, because it's clear as crystal. If you or the administration would take accountability for your actions, we wouldn't have to do this circle jerk of lies and going on different news programs, disparaging Jeffrey Goldberg, who all he did was pick up his phone. And let's remember, he could have put all of this story out before the bombings happened, because you notified him in advance. So why don't we give him a pat on the back for not breaking the story of America bombing Yemen before this happened? So spare me the outrage. Okay, next we've got the Pentagon apparently sent out a Pentagon-wide email that revealed Pete Hegseth used signals despite being warned about the app's security vulnerability. And I just want to remind everybody, Why Signal is preferable to this administration is that it is not kept for records like federal records normally are. You normally plan a war or war plans or the dropping of bombs or any type of aggression with military or national secrets in a skiff. You do it in the situation room. You don't do it on a commercial app that everybody on the planet can download. This guy knew that, but he A, wanted to keep it a secret from the American people, or B, he's so incompetent and such a dipshit, he thought it would be fine to do a group chat about bombing the Houthis in Yemen. It defies logic. And then it comes out, no less, that what all of us are wondering about, how did this happen? Obviously, Pete Hegseth's incompetent, but is it his personal problems? So we have Congressman Seth Milton asking that question out loud.
Accountability is back. Accountability is back. I quote Secretary Pete Hegseth. That was our Secretary of Defense on the record just a couple of months ago. Now the debate among national security professionals is over whether the secretary was just incompetent or whether he was drunk. That's how low this has gone. And those are serious debates happening among national security professionals today.
Thank you. That's the question we're all asking. But here's the deal. Then we give Pete Hegseth a pass. Okay, he was drunk, which Trump handpicked him from Fox News because he will go straight down the line and he's a white supremacist, white national, just a nutball. So he picked him knowing he had alcohol problems. What's the deal with the rest of them? Tulsi Gabbard, J.D. Vance, Michael Waltz. Why did these people not catch it? If you dismiss the conduct of Pete Hegseth and say he was drunk, which is inexcusable, but he could be drunk, as presumably the rest of these people were sober. It's unbelievable that this is where we are. What else is unbelievable is you have national security Republicans. We back the military. Yay, military. Where are they? Where's Mitch McConnell? Where's Lindsey Graham? Where are they saying this is a disgrace to the United States? Every single one of these people on this group chat, except for Jeffrey Goldberg, needs to be terminated, impeached, whatever it takes to get them out of office. Obviously, my question is, if this is the A team for Trump, how bad is the B team? I think you can't overlook that question. And then we find out, as stories go and reporters get into it, Michael Waltz, the National Security Advisor, a Wired story review shows National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, and other top officials left sensitive information exposed on Venmo until Wired asked about it. Are you kidding me? These people are beyond incompetent, beyond inept. I mean, are they willfully trying to fuck up the country? That's really the only thing you're left with, because they have public Venmos. And it turns out that Michael Waltz's Venmo is full of journalists from CNN, from MSNBC, from Fox. All of these people are in his Venmo because they're on his contacts. So this guy is a disaster train wreck. Then come to find out, a little more digging by journalists, that private data and passwords of senior U.S. security officials have been found online. Donald Trump's most important security advisors use Signal to discuss an imminent military strike. Now, reporting by Der Spiegel has found that the contact data of some of these officials, including mobile phone numbers, is freely accessible on the internet. It's unbelievable. Just when you think there can't be anything more telling us how incompetent they are, there can't be more incompetence that we find, it just ratchets it up. And here's the deal. We're like 2.5 months into the presidency. What's it going to look like in 2 years? What kind of buffoonery and stupid fuckery is going to happen with these people between now and the next 12 months, 24 months? It's shocking. And the Democrats should be standing on their heads, calling for every single one of these people to be impeached, terminated. It is such a disgrace. So, what's Fox News doing? They're spinning it. They're trying to say, oh, it's the reporter's fault. Like, oh, well, there's transparency with this administration. So luckily, there's one person on Fox that actually speaks the truth. Now, I've noticed they haven't put their national security advisor, Jennifer Griffin, I think is her name, on to talk about it because she's disgusted and horrified. But Jessica Turloff said this on The Five. And listen to Jesse Waters' response. He is such a dick.
Not doing this in a skiff. They're doing it on an app that you and I, we all have on our phones. And it's obviously incredibly reckless, national security risks. I don't want to ever hear but her emails again. I don't know what's going to happen to anyone who's involved in something like this. But on top of it, you have the vice president. He's in there as well, contradicting Donald Trump on his policy on Europe. So all of this is going on. We're only a couple months into this administration.
And yeah, they accidentally leaked something to the media instead of the Democrats actually leaking classified information to the media. Jessica.
No.
All right. At least they didn't homebrew a server and acid wash it. But her emails, I just did it. A famous Greek
toilets, and they invited him in.
Mar-a-Lago toilets?
Yeah,
what are you talking
where
about?
the national security secrets that were
This is a family show, Jessica. Yeah. Clean it up.
Can we just
They make a joke of our national security secrets being in Trump's bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. And don't even get me started on what a failure that was by the Biden administration, that they weren't seized and him put in handcuffs immediately instead of begging him for 18 months. But here's the thing. They're making a joke of this. They're making a joke that classified information, war plans, people that were getting bombed, they're making a joke about it because they don't want to hold the Trump administration accountable. And that's part of the problem. And I just do want to leave you with one thing, which nobody's really talking about. If you read the text message, J.D. Vance is undermining Donald Trump. So that's just a little bit of hopium that maybe there's some breakup energy between them. I mean, I doubt it because J.D. Vance has no charisma and Donald Trump, they tell me, has charisma. People obviously voted for him. But we'll keep watching the story and we'll keep you in the loop.